All right, let's get into it with Jeff Kerr, CBS Sports, NFL, who I think is heading to the Sixer game tonight. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe now that Embiid's out, Kerr said, the heck with this. If Embiid's out, I'm not going. What's going on, man?
I actually sold my tickets way before all this happened. So, yeah, I'll be going to, hopefully, game one of the next series. I'm a little upset Joel Embiid can't go a week without getting hurt, though.
Yeah, right. It's unbelievable. We had the doc on earlier. He said 2 to 3 weeks, best case scenario. Doesn't see that happening. I don't know, man. Feels like this is one of those things like, hey, you can't have nice things in Philadelphia, man.
No, you can't. And this isn't like, Carson Wentz getting hurt and Nick Foles coming in. You just can't replace Joel Embiid.
No, you can't. All right, let's get into a couple things. Talk about replacing. We think Dallas Goedert is going to be replacing Zach Ertz as the top target at tight end, but it looks like they could be talking about a contract extension here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a contract extension was done for Goedert, honestly, before the season started, because the Eagles made it clear last year with Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert is going to be the number one tight end of this team. And we talked about yesterday, Mike, who's going to be the number two tight end. But really, it's going to come down to get Dallas Goedert signed. He's a top 10 tight end in this league. He's a top 10 blocker. He's a top 10 pass catcher. Is he ever going to be the player Zach Ertz is? I don't think so, but it's not like the Eagles are going to pay this guy a king's ransom here. I think, but they are going to pay him what he deserves, and that's probably top 10, top 15 tight end salary.
Yeah, I was going to say, like somebody brought up, there was a text message earlier when we were talking about this, and it basically said that, Goddard's just a good player. He's not a great player, and that's the Eagles' problem. But I don't know. Where can Goddard be if he's all by himself? If he's in this offense and he's all by himself, the exact text I got to try to find. He says, basically the fact that, he's just a good player, not a great player. But I don't know if he's by himself in this offense, what's his ceiling?
Well, that's the thing, Mike. 2019, he was pretty damn good. I got to admit, he was pretty good. And, 2020, I thought he was solid too. He was definitely better than Zach Ertz. My issue is right now, I guess it's maybe the L.J. Smith effect. Remember when L.J. Smith, was a second-round pick, and we needed to find out what the Eagles had with him, and L.J. Smith just never lived up to the hype. That's just the bottom line. He wasn't even a good player. He was a below-average player. I think Dallas Goedert is going to be a little better than that. I like to see what he could do by himself. I think he's a 60-catch, 700, 800-yard guy, maybe even more than that because he's better at yards after the catch than Zach Ertz. But if the Eagles sign him to say, I don't know, I'm just going to throw a number out here, 4 years, $27, $28 million, and he has a big year, like 60 catches, 900 yards, what normal good tight ends are doing these days. That's a heck of a value for a guy that you drafted in the second round and you're not giving that much money to.
Yeah, the text message said the problem with the Eagles, Goedert is an okay player, not a Pro Bowler. They have veterans that are not Pro Bowlers anymore and youth that are okay players, not good enough. I don't know. I think if Goedert is by himself in this offense, you probably see a Pro Bowl tight end. Now, does that mean he puts up the production that Ertz did? We all remember Ertz had that one monster year, record-setting year. But I think Goedert can be maybe not the 118-catch guy, but I think he can be the other Ertz years. He's pretty good, Goedert, man.
The thing is, when Ertz had 116 catches, he should have had a lot more yards than he did, and I'm not blaming Zach Ertz for that. I mean, Carson Wentz had an injured back, and literally Zach Ertz was the only guy he could go to. But Dallas Goedert, man, this guy can just create big plays once he gets the football in his hands, and that's the one thing I want to see here. I think Dallas Goedert can be such a valuable weapon for Jalen Hurts, especially how much he scrambles around here, and that's what I want to find out. I think Dallas Goedert is a little better than people think. I get fan skepticism. I really do, because I have it at times. I don't think he'll ever reach that level of Zach Ertz, but I think he's going to provide different value in a bunch of different ways. For example, I think he is such an underrated blocking tight end. It's not even funny.
Jeff Kerr, CBS Sports. Couple quickies here. If Zach Ertz is still here, but if they do move him, they'll get some salary cap relief. What comes next after they move Ertz? Then what?
Well, you got to get another tight end in here. You just can't go with Jason Kroom or Hakeem Butler or
ahead of getting another corner.
Yeah, they got to get another corner too. That's the other. Honestly, corner is the number one priority, but you could sign Richard Rodgers or Trey Burton really cheap here. I mean, how much is Richard Rodgers actually going to cost you? Maybe at most $2 million.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's amazing this guy isn't signed yet.
Right now, Eagles have 8.2 available in salary cap because of yesterday's June 1st. Is that attractive enough to say, Steve Nelson, come play here?
I think they're going to need to do a little more, obviously, and I think they will. I forget, one of the reports today I saw that they maneuvered some more cap space around. So, again, they might get to about 9-10 million by tomorrow, but 8.2 million. Again, you got to sign the draft picks too, Mike. I think they got to clear up some more cap space going forward, but I think 8.2 million it might just be enough to attract to Steven Nelson. I just think they want to create more room on the books.
Over at CBS Sports NFL, you guys ranked the trios in the NFL. Eagles trio of Ertz, Sanders, and Goedert was their top receiving target. Now, they did say in there that Devonta Smith could take over that spot. Came in number 26 overall as a triplet. Too harsh or about right?
Actually, I helped vote on this with Jared Dubin, who wrote this. I thought it was fair. I think my final ranking for them when I ranked all 32 was 24, so that's where they kind of ended up. And, yeah, if Devonta Smith was in there, I think I would have ranked him a little bit higher. But, again, we kind of did like a rookie scale on this, and we're like, well, Dallas Goedert probably is going to be their top tight end back. I think that's fair for them because Ertz is more of an unproven. Miles Sanders, again, he's a home run threat, but we haven't seen everything out of Miles Sanders yet. And he didn't have a great year catching the ball last year. Not the year I thought he was going to have. And Goedert, again, we just don't know if he's a full-time player yet. So I still think there's this ranking can definitely improve, no doubt. But as of right now, 26, I think that's fair going forward.
Over at ESPN.com, they said Anthony Harris is one of the best upgrades over Jalen Mills in football. Are we not valuing the signing of Harris enough, Jeff?
I don't think we are because the Eagles free agency was so quiet, Mike. If you remember correctly, remember Anthony Harris was signed like on a Friday night. It was almost like a Friday news dump. We're like, wait a minute, the Eagles paid Mike for a player, and it was like $5 million for Anthony Harris. And we're like, okay, this is a pretty good signing here. And he fits Jonathan Gannon, Steven. It's definitely an upgrade over Jalen Mills. There's no doubt about that. It just all depends how Rodney McLeod recovers from his injury.
Jeff Kerr, CBS Sports here on the Sports Bass Live on 97.3 ESPN as the NFL news continues. The Eagles, by the way, Dallas Goedert did say today that they are trying to work on something. He said, hey, I'd like to stay here, for the rest of my career. So it sounds like they're going to try to get something done. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. But what about the outlook here on what Jalen Hurts will have with Goedert, with Sanders, with, as you mentioned, with Devonta Smith, Jalen Reagor? To me, is Hurts getting enough national pub for what he could do this season?
I don't think so. Honestly, Mike, I think it's more of if Hurts is getting the national pub, it's will he be the starting quarterback in 2022? Well, let's get through 2021 first before we even think of that because Joe Flacco is not unseeing this man for the job. This team is Jalen Hurts for the 2021 season and honestly is the best case scenario for Jalen Hurts and for the Eagles. This year is a good year for them to pretty much, just see what they got in this guy. I mean, we got to be honest here with Jalen Hurts. He is getting a full opportunity to win the starting job. And if not, you have 2, potentially 3 first-round picks to get a quarterback next year. You're going to have a Spencer Rattler in there, a Sam Howell. That's when you'll find out what you have with this team. But if Jalen Hurts can guide this team to 8-9 wins and play well in the process, not fumble the ball, not have a low completion percentage, do better on deep passes, he's going to be the quarterback in 2022. It's basically a 17-game tryout for Jalen Hurts.
By the way, Rodney says, sweet shirt Jeff has on. Oh, I got that shirt too. It just didn't fit me.
It did fit you. It fits me perfectly. I love it.
It was a nice one. I actually sold it on Poshmark. Somebody bought it from me.
There you go.
Yeah, man. It was a hot seller.
Did you get the snake shirt?
Did I get the snake shirt? Did it come in this year? Then no.
Yeah. It came in this year. It was black, and it got like the join or die, like the Union snake.
No, I would have liked that one.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, I did get that summer '76 shirt, but everybody on it's like Al Horford, Josh Richardson. They're all kind of holding arms in the sun, and then you got Joel Embiid. And is it Tobias or Ben? Because Ben didn't even play in the playoffs last year. Yeah.
It was depressing last year. Last year they lose what's his face? Ben, and this year it looks like they're going to lose Joel. This team can't catch a break.
Real quick, James Gatling, Jeff, what do you think about Gilmore?
Honestly, I just don't see the Patriots trading him. I mean, the Patriots are buyers.
A lot of talk.
What's that?
A lot of talk about, I know Seattle.
Yeah, there is a lot of talk. I mean, we'll see. But again, I wouldn't be shocked if they moved on from this point. It just seems like the Patriots are a little all in this year. Maybe after this season.
All right. He's Jeff Kerr, CBS Sports, at Jeff Kerr, CBS. And, of course, he, like all guests, appeared via the Boardwalk Honda hotlines. All right, we got to him a little late, but still a quickie and a goodie from Jeff. Thanks, man.
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks, Mike.
All right. And he, like all guests, appeared via the Boardwalk Honda hotline.